Hey everyone, and welcome back to another great episode on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. This is where faith meets real life and hard truth is held with compassion. Again, this is your favorite host, Antonio Banks. I want to thank you for tuning in. I pray that this message speaks to your heart, and if it does, you do not keep it to yourself, but share it with somebody else. Today's episode is something that we all struggle with. It's one that hit home for all of us, including me. See, it's about control, trying to manage, fix, and hold everything together. But if you're anything like me, you'll probably have moments where you thought, if I just keep a tighter grip, things won't fall apart. But here's the truth. Life doesn't work that way. See, no matter how hard we try, there will always be things beyond our reach. And when we spend all of our energy trying to control the uncontrollable, we end up frustrated, exhausted, having an anxiety attack, depressed, and even sometimes spiritually drained. So today, let's talk about this struggle we all share and what God invites us to do instead. Let's get started. So today, I want to be honest. Many of us are control freaks. We want things our way on our timeline according to our plan. See, that drive can creep into our marriages, our friendships, and even for our families. We start telling our spouse where they can and can't go, what they can and can't do, as if we were appointed their personal warden. But what does that create? Tension, resentment, and even distance. Because love doesn't thrive under change. Love thrives under trust. See, healthy boundaries? Yes. Respect and accountability? 100%. But when we slip into control mode, trying to manage every move of someone else, we step outside of God's design. See, control does feel safe. It feels natural. But the truth is, because this is what we do on the Hope and Renewal Podcast, it's just us carrying a weight we were never meant to bear. See, micromanaging others usually comes from fear. Fear that things won't turn out the way we expect. Fear that someone we love might make mistakes. Or even fear that we'll even lose them. But here's the deeper problem. When we try to control, we're actually saying to God, without words, Lord, I don't trust you. I take it from here. That's heavy and it's dangerous because it robs us peace and it blinds us to blessings right in front of us. See, God says this, cast all your cares on him, for he cares for you. That's in 1 Peter 5:7. He says in Psalms 46:10, be still and know that I am God. See, letting go doesn't mean giving up. It actually means giving God room to work. Instead of forcing outcomes, we can pray, encourage, and model Christ-like love. That way, we're not someone's controller, we're their supporter. And in that space, God's will unfolds. In his timing, not ours. So let's talk about a few areas where people spend so much energy trying to control what they never can. Society pours billions into anti-aging products, surgeries, and technologies to pause the clock. But time doesn't ask for our permission. It marches us on. Instead of chasing something we'll never hold, maybe the call is to live wisely with the time we do have. We try to control death If I could control anything, it would have been death. I would have pressed pause when it came to my parents, which I'm sure some of you have said the same thing. I would have held off younger. I would have tried to hold on extra longer, but I always come to the idea of would I have been selfish? But here's the truth. No matter how much we pray or bargain, we can't control God's timing. The reality is this: death reminds us we aren't in control, but it also reminds us to live fully while we can, to carry the legacy of those we've lost, to let their memory push us to love harder, forgive quicker, and live with purpose. We try to control the natural forces. Think about hurricanes and earthquakes or pandemics. We prepare, we protect, we rebuild, but we cannot stop the rain from falling, the wind from blowing, or the earth from shaking. These moments humble us. They remind us that control was never ours to begin with. And maybe that's the point: not to control nature, but to respond with wisdom, faith, and humility, trusting the God who holds it all will keep on holding on. This reminds me of the Israelites with the golden calves. See, the Israelites knew this struggle too. When Moses went up to the mountain, the people got restless. They grew tired of waiting. They wanted control over their worship. So they melted their gold, made a calf, and bowed to it. Why? Because idols feel safer than waiting on God. They give the illusions of control. But what did that lead to? Chaos, judgment, and loss. See, their story is our story. When we can't see God working, we're tempted to build our own calves, quick fixes, false securities, and temporary solutions. But they always leave us empty. One thing God never do is ask us to control his timing or his plan. He asks us to trust him with what's in our hands. And I want to close with this. So here's where I'll leave you with today. Where in your life are you holding the reins too tightly? Or are you spending more energy trying to control what only God can handle? Or are you being faithful with what he's already placed in your hands? And the last question is this: what would your life look like if you trusted more and controlled less? Because here's the truth, because this is what we do on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. Control feels safe, yes, but it's an illusion. Trust feels risky, but it's real. I want to thank you for joining me today on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. If this message spoke to you, please go on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, and Apple Music and rate, comment, and share if you like the podcast. And if you really like it, share it with someone you love. Leave a review, and let's keep spreading hope together. Until next time, stay faithful, stay present, and remember, control what you can, trust God with what you can't.